Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to get started on the hour, so I'll check back in with you in a few minutes. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get started here right on the hour, so I'll come back in a few minutes. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Megan Snyder, and I am GiveSmart's Customer Marketing Manager, and I'm thrilled to have each one of you with us today for our webinar to talk about the Fundraise platform and talk about how utilizing text to donate and reoccurring giving for Giving Tuesday, end of year, and beyond. Just as a quick reference, this call is being recorded and it will be sent out afterwards to all who've registered. So I'm so excited today to introduce our speakers. We have Chelsea Wilson and Laurel Lane, and they will be leading us through our discussion today about Fundraise. We will make sure to leave time at the end to answer your questions. So please make sure to use the Q&A feature to get your questions in. So quickly, I just wanted to run through an agenda for today's call. So we will start with learning what Fundraise is, the benefits, top features, do a quick little demo of Fundraise, and then we will showcase some customer success examples for you. All, like I said, leaving questions for, or leaving time at the end for questions. So just another quick slide of things to know. Again, this session is being recorded and will be shared out after with the resources that are also in the chat to everyone who registered. This webinar is not a Fundraise training session. We're here today to showcase all the features that Fundraise has and can do to support your organization. Like I said earlier, please make sure to use the Q&A function to ask questions. We may not see your question come through in the chat otherwise. And thank you to our coworker, Richard, who's on the back end and helping us out today. So he'll be able to continue to put those resources in the chat and pass all your questions along. If you do feel like you need some extra training, please contact your customer success manager or the services team. Also, there are training courses available within Fundraise to help you as well. And finally, we're all about feedback here at GiveSmart. So please take a moment after the session to complete our post-webinar survey. In saying all of that, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pass it over to Chelsea to talk about what Fundraise is. Chelsea, all you.
Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be here today and talk to you about this. My name is Chelsea, and I'm the product marketing manager for GiveSmart, excuse me. So let's start just by talking a little bit more about what is GiveSmart Fundraise. GiveSmart's vision has been to bring together best-in-class solutions to create a unified one-stop shop fundraising tool that ultimately creates that ultimate fundraising solution. So building on GiveSmart's strengths that we already had in the event and auction management arena, we built on some added capabilities for stronger year-round and digital fundraising solutions through the acquisition of a tool called MobileCause in 2021. Also, to round out our capabilities, we acquired Simply Fundraising CRM just earlier this year to provide donor management and CRM tools as part of the whole suite of solutions. So MobileCause has now become GiveSmart Fundraise, and Simply Fundraising CRM is now known as GiveSmart Donor CRM. So these are all, again, under the GiveSmart umbrella to really fill out the entire fundraising solution suite so that we meet all of your needs, whether that's through events and auctions, those sort of one-time occurrences each year, or through a year-round campaign, which is what GiveSmart Fundraise has a lot of strength in, and even with your donor management needs through Donor CRM. So each area of this fundraising suite, again, has different strengths and capabilities that contribute to an overall strategy for your organization. And our team is also built, just as a reminder, from fundraisers who have been part of the industry for many years, who have been in your shoes. We know how it feels to fundraise and try to engage your donors and try to meet those goals. And we have the expertise and passion for fundraising success to really help you build out your campaign strategy and your donor communication plans. So we're here to be your partner and guide you in the most effective way to use your GiveSmart tools so that you achieve ultimate fundraising success and really help you move your mission forward. So that's our goal today, is just to share some new tools and some new information with you. So on the next slide, Megan. So to go a little bit deeper into GiveSmart Fundraise, again, this tool has strong capabilities for year-round and digital fundraising campaigns. You're already a pro at events. This is a supplemental tool to take your fundraising and donor engagement to the next level. So this gives you the opportunity for increased engagement with existing donors and supporters, making it easier to reach new supporters. Some of the key strengths that we'll go into a little further today are managing recurring giving, peer-to-peer campaigns, text to give, and all of that within this one dashboard that makes it easy to manage all of it at once and just keep that all running year round for ongoing success. All right, on the next slide, some of the benefits and impact with GiveSmart Fundraise. So developing that year-round giving opportunity and those custom campaigns for your organization's mission. We have a lot of customization to ensure brand consistency and make sure that it's a cohesive experience for your users and always fits within your brand. And it's easier than you may think to incorporate a year-round giving campaign that will grow your donor base and your loyalty and revenue. We have some tools that we're going to show you firsthand today that you may be surprised just how easy it is to launch something like that if you haven't done it before. So we'll go into that a little deeper. For example, with peer-to-peer campaigns, it's really quick to customize and set up, and again, have that consistent branding for your organization through customization. It's very easy to share and engage with. The text campaign we have a lot of templates available. We hear so often from organizations that they don't know where to start with a text campaign. They don't know how often to text, what to say, worry about compliance with opt-out options and things like that. And we have all of those templates to get you started, whether it's for encouraging recurring donors to become recurring donors, whether it's welcoming a new donor, whether it's leading up to a specific event. All of this is in there. We take care of the compliance for you, the opt-out requirements, and just make it a piece of cake. So it really is easier than you may think to get started. We also have a lot of alternative giving options like PayPal, Apple Pay, credit cards, traditional checks, and very soon adding Google Pay as well to Fundraise. So you can really meet your donors where their preferences are, because we all know how important that custom donor journey is to the modern donor. So really giving them the options to give in the way that makes the most sense to them. Recurring options allow donors to select the frequency that, again, best meets their donor journey. So whether that's monthly or quarterly or annually, if you're not already focusing on recurring giving opportunities, I have some numbers, some of my favorite recurring giving numbers to share with you, just to inspire how effective that can be. So recurring giving has the potential to make up 10% of your organization's revenue, and recurring donors give 42% more per year than those who make a one-time gift. On average, recurring giving donors have a higher retention rate than one-time donors, and it's 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new donor than to retain and steward an existing supporter. So the numbers are there to really show the impact of that. And again, it's just so easy to set that up in the most effective way with GiveSmart Fundraise. Next slide, Megan. Just diving a little, as with each slide, we're going just a little deeper into some of these, and then Laurel's gonna really show you how they work. So text to donate. I mentioned templates for various campaigns and application needs. You can schedule these ahead of time. You can manage bulk sending to specific groups, and view your sent and scheduled messages and drafts all within the dashboard in one place. Creating custom keywords is part of this tool as well. Again, we manage the compliance and opt-out requirements so that you don't have to worry about that. You can create mobile-friendly donation pages with a text-to-donate keyword and share that with your donors across all your communication channels, again, with custom branding and images and videos, customized fields to gather the information that really fits what your mission needs. You can embed your forms on any website or Facebook page, include suggested donation amounts and recurring gift options as the default option to really increase the recurring giving opt-ins that you get. And also something that's really cool is an automated personalized confirmation page that you can include a video or an image, social media links, and follow-up links for signing up for different things and events. So really just so much customization to really just guide the donor journey and maximize what you're really sharing with your supporters. Tribute gifts as well. Something that's especially unique is you can offer the ability to donate in honor or in memory of someone, and then take to the next level that step where they can select to have an automatic e-card notification go to the person who they're donating in honor of. So a fun notification with a graphic that really shows, that excitement that someone's donated in your honor. All of that's built into the capabilities. And also a bonus texting feature is automated fulfillment reminders for pledges. So really taking away the burden of more manual outreach to people who have made pledges and following up with them for fulfillment. You can enable the automated texting feature to continue to reach out to them on a specified cadence to fulfill their pledge, and then increase that pledge fulfillment. On recurring giving, I know that I've mentioned a few times, we have some flexible cadence options, including weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, and of course, one time. You can set recurring option as the automated selection on a form, and just simply setting this as the default increases giving. And simply just including a recurring donation option in general for your supporters typically increases the number of recurring donors by 64%, but only about 14% of organizations are using a recurring giving program. So there's really a lot of opportunity there. And again, all you have to do is just enable it and include the option, and it tends to increase your giving significantly. I just want to share also a really fun stat on GiveSmart Fundraise. There is $2 million monthly raised on the GiveSmart Fundraise platform on recurring giving alone. So it clearly works. So that's a piece of the pie that you definitely want to be part of. You want to have a piece of that pie. Let's see, and peer-to-peer campaigns, just to talk a little bit about our peer-to-peer capabilities. There are customizable team pages. They're easy to share on social channels, easy to sign up as a team member or a fundraiser. And one of the really unique features that we have in GiveSmart Fundraise for peer-to-peer is the in-app communication portal. So this allows you to manage your communication with your fundraisers and your team captains all from one place. So you're not going out to different email tools, texts, and all of these places to keep up with different information that's been sent to you or that you're sharing with your supporters and your team captains. You can schedule these messages ahead of time. Again, just access all of that from your dashboard within GiveSmart Fundraise, and makes it easy for you to stay organized and communicate. And the other piece I really like personally on the peer-to-peer campaign tool is the community tab. So this is a space for commenting and interacting among fundraisers. It creates that excitement and that camaraderie and that in the moment giving. So, peer-to-peer is a social fundraising tool. So creating that social space really enhances the interaction between all of your donors and really increases the success that you'll have. Next slide, Megan.
Yep. Thanks, Charles. I am actually going to go ahead and pause us really fast before Laurel dives even deeper than Chelsea did into those features. I just want to launch a quick poll and ask a question. Have you set up your Giving Tuesday campaign yet? We're slowly creeping closer. I think it's like a month away now, if not a little less. So today we're just excited to kind of walk you through so you can see some of the opportunities that if you want to utilize Fundraise, that's definitely an option for you. And also the GiveSmart team has worked really hard to put together a toolkit. It includes a variety of different resources to help you create the best Giving Tuesday experience for your donors. So I'm going to go ahead and end that. Thank you all for who participated. And okay, it looks like some of you haven't yet, but they're going to soon. So we're really excited to see that. So thank you all for participating. And I'm actually going to go ahead and pass it to Laurel, who is going to talk a little bit about text to donate and the other features. Laurel, all you.
Hey, thanks so much, Megan. Thanks, Chelsea. Hey, everyone, I'm Laurel. Pleasure to meet you all virtually. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. I'm one of the managers here at GiveSmart on the customer success side. And I have had the honor of working with nonprofit organizations on their Giving Tuesday campaigns, year-end appeal campaigns since 2014. And I'm really excited to share with you what some of my clients have done in the past and actually what they're working towards setting up this year for their campaigns. Now, the first thing I'd love to address before we dive into these strategies and functionality is, how are your supporters using technology to connect with your nonprofit? Now, everyone's a little different in how they use technology, and maybe that's a generational thing. What's most important is that you are making everything potentially available to meet your supporters where they are at. Of course, it's hard to know how each of your supporters are using the technology. For example, some of them prefer text to donate, right? That's me, very familiar with that technology, not scared to use it at all. But others may not be that familiar, and they might be more comfortable going to your website instead to make their donation, or scanning a QR code, or, hey, if you're like my mom, she's going to say, what's the link? Give me the link. So, we just want to make everything available to donors. So no matter which avenue they take to connect to your organization, there's no reason why they can't make their donation to you today. And that's where the GiveSmart Fundraise platform provides all of those options for you. So let's start first with one approach I've seen my clients utilize for Giving Tuesday, and it's a simple branded donation form with a text to donate capability. We're going to start first with your custom keyword. And to touch on some keyword strategies, I usually recommend an easy to spell word or abbreviation that is associated with your organization or your campaign. Once you've selected what that keyword will be and you activate it, a donation form is automatically generated. And besides the form, a direct link, an embed code, and a QR code are generated as well. So we've got this keyword going, we've got this beautiful donation form, and with this embed code, you're going to simply copy and paste that into a web page onto your website so you can embed the donation form into your secure site. The link is super handy to use in like social media, for example, email communication. So for those folks who just want to, where's the link, right? They can click or touch. And of course, the QR code is fantastic for printed material like direct mail, flyers, or signage. But once you've activated your donation form, before we start promoting this anywhere, we do want to simply customize the form. So Megan, can you go over to the next screen, please, or slide? Thank you. So to customize your form, we always start with the organization logo. Your logo is really important to your supporters. We want to give them assurance and confidence that they're in the right place and they're giving to the mission that matters to them most. And nothing represents you better than your branding, right? So most of the time your branding is enough, but I have seen organizations take an extra step and maybe incorporate the Giving Tuesday logo or branding into the form. Usually at the top of the form, we're going to have the organization logo, and then directly under it is Giving Tuesday. By the way, y'all, if you go to the Giving Tuesday website, there's a ton of great, logos and background images and things like that that you can download for free. But this is having your logo and the Giving Tuesday logo on your form really is an easy way to reinforce your call to action about your campaign. As Chelsea mentioned, there's other customizations that can be included on the form. Recurring giving. I'm actually going to dive a little bit deeper into recurring giving here in just a second, because I think that deserves its own conversation. But there is other things like suggested giving amounts that you can adjust what those values show to reflect maybe a specific call to action need. As Chelsea mentioned, there's the in honor or memory of section that allows me as a donor to send an e-card to a friend or family member with that personalized message. By the way, y'all, e-cards can and should be branded images for your nonprofit, okay? And you can also decide what contact information from me, your donor, you need to capture so you can appropriately update your donor database. I usually recommend at a minimum a first and last name, mobile number, and email, but totally up to you if you need to capture their physical address or not. You can even add some custom fields to the form as well to capture additional data. For example, I may have some universities, they need to know, an alumni's class year or student ID. Or maybe you've added a drop-down menu for designation purposes. Another idea that I absolutely love is adding a little box where I can type in my reason why I'm giving. Nothing is more powerful than gaining the testimony from your supporters. So I really dig that idea. All of this information is super important to your organization, and that's why we are capturing all of this data in real time. You can run a report at any time, view all of the responses your supporters have provided on any required and optional fields, and simply import that data into your donor database or CRM. Additionally, to make it even easier to import into your CRM, you can control how the reporting label is so it matches perfectly with your CRM as well. All right, Megan, let's go over to the next slide, recurring giving. So I did bring this up. Chelsea mentioned it as well. I think it just deserves its own thing. I know how important recurring giving is to organizations, and I think pretty much any donation form out there includes some type of recurring giving options, and Fundraise is no different. As Chelsea mentioned, we have one time, we have weekly. By the way, the weekly is great if for faith-based organizations for tithing. There's monthly, quarterly, and annually, but we took it a step further. Let's say I want to donate $100 to your organization, and I've selected one time as my frequency. Pretty normal. Here's a one-time gift, $100. You can activate a recurring giving pop-up prompt that will have a call to action about why a recurring gift is important to your mission, and then give me an opportunity to change my frequency from one time to a monthly contribution instead. Okay, so what triggers this prompt? Well, obviously for me as a donor, it has to be that I'm saying I'm only going to make a one-time donation. If I've said, hey, here's $100, but let's do this quarterly, I'm not going to see this pop-up prompt. It has to be one time. The second trigger for this prompt is that my one-time gift must be under a specific amount. So let's say you set the bar at $300. So any one-time gift under $300 is going to see the pop-up prompt. So if I'm making a one-time donation at $301, I'm not going to see it. So if my donation is $300 or less, I've selected one time, then I'm going to see this prompt. All right, so what does the prompt say? Short answer, whatever you want. Now, we did include some default language, but you absolutely have creative control over what that inspiring call to action states. So your donor is going to see your appeal, and then they can decide from there if they would like to proceed with the monthly recurring gift or just keep their original one-time donation instead. And I think it's important to say this again. Since we have implemented this pop-up prompt, we've seen our clients increase their number of recurring donors by 64% by simply providing the option. That's a game changer. All right. We have one other really exciting recurring giving option that I really love. We call it pay over time. And this is a great feature for larger donations. As an example, let's say I'm not giving 100, let's say I'm giving $10,000 to your nonprofit and to your campaign. But I can't do that all $10,000 right now. I would instead like to disperse those payments like over a 6-month period or 8 months or 2 years, whatever I as the donor want to select. This is also a great payment option, this pay over time, for nonprofits that have membership opportunities, like, hey, pay for your annual membership in full or make payments, right? I've also seen a lot of organizations who provide summer camp sessions and making it a little easier for parents to pay that cost of that summer camp over time. It just provides your supporters a nice option that I think they really appreciate and allows them to give in larger amounts. All right, Megan, let's go to the next slide. The one I'm really excited about too, besides recurring giving, peer-to-peer fundraising. I love these. This is another approach to fundraising that I've seen many clients utilize for Giving Tuesday, and how it naturally ties into a year-end appeal campaign. So maybe not everybody participates in Giving Tuesday, but for those that do, we all know it's just one day. We still have until December 31st to knock your year-end campaign out of the water. And peer-to-peer fundraising is a fantastic way to accomplish that. Peer-to-peer is simple. It's inspiring your supporters to not only make a donation, but then giving them an opportunity to go out and fundraise on your behalf. And here's why peer-to-peer fundraising is important. It allows your organization to tap into the network of your donors, your staff, your volunteers, your board of directors, local businesses as well. Don't forget about them. So for example, you know me now, right? We all know each other, but you don't know who I know. So who in my network can I warm introduce your nonprofit to where I'm the one asking for a donation? And that's the key. My network of friends and family are more likely to give to your cause simply because I asked. In fact, we have found from the data that our clients provided that on average, 62% of the donors giving in a peer-to-peer campaign are brand new donors to your database. So if acquiring new donors is high on your to-do list, I cannot recommend a greater activity. I also mentioned utilizing peer-to-peer as part of your Giving Tuesday efforts, but again, that's just one, albeit big, day of giving. But Giving Tuesday is really a natural springboard right into December and year-end appeal, where 1/3 of all giving happens in the year. It is the singular biggest month for donations and the perfect environment for a peer-to-peer campaign, since this type of fundraising is most impactful in its first 30 days. So launching a peer-to-peer campaign in December can really take your year-end appeal to the next level. Now, of course, just like a donation form, you can customize your peer-to-peer campaign with branding. You can add images. There's a great media carousel. So you can have images, you can have videos. There's a place to put in your inspiring call to action. You can also include a goal with a progress bar that mimics a thermometer, so you can track the progress of your campaign. And once you've set all this up, it's just a matter of reaching out to supporters and staff. And again, don't forget those local businesses to create their own individual fundraising page where they can personalize their page with a profile photo. They can set their own goal. And fundraisers can even create team pages or join an existing team so they can all work together to reach a larger goal for greater impact. And if you're like a lot of nonprofits that I've worked with, I've seen clients create a little friendly competition, if you will, between the fundraisers and teams, and maybe they've incentivized that friendly competition. And to enhance and support that competitive spirit, we do include a leaderboard. So anyone can see, hey, who's the top fundraiser, who's the top team in real time. By the way, you guys, I'm really a huge fan of peer-to-peer campaigns at any time of the year. So not just for Giving Tuesday and year end. Maybe you have a special day of giving like a Founders Day, or maybe you do a campaign for like Earth Day, or your mission is tied to an awareness week or awareness month. You know, like October, right, is known for breast cancer awareness as one of the many missions. But you have, you know, a campaign to maybe, I saw a lot of this over COVID, by the way, you know, schools, K through 12, universities launched a lot of campaigns to help support students and faculty in need. So, you know, capital campaigns, I mean, the sky's the limit, really. But I would be really remiss if I did not mention that peer-to-peer campaigns are heavily used for walk-run events and golf tournaments. So participants can fundraise, you know, in those capacities as well. Okay, Megan, if we go to the next slide, please. Whatever approach you all choose for Giving Tuesday and year end, you know, simple donation form, peer-to-peer, whatever works for you. Really, the next step is it's really all about the marketing and promotion, right? I know supporters, they have their preferred communication channels too. I think most organizations utilize what I call the usual suspects. Right? We have email, social media, direct mail. Well, guess what? We have mobile messaging or SMS to complement your existing communication efforts too. Now, you may have already utilized SMS with your GiveSmart events and auction module to encourage folks to, hey, buy your tickets, take a look at this auction item, you know, get folks participating. Well, this same concept should be used year round for all of your campaigns, but especially Giving Tuesday and year end. Now, mobile messaging has some powerful statistics. Did you know that the average open rate for text messages is 98%? And to provide a comparison, the average email open rate is at about 20%. Additionally, 92% of text messages are read within the first 3 minutes of receiving the alert. You guys, SMS is the most powerful communication tool you can add to your marketing and promotion strategies. We've also found that incorporating an SMS cadence in conjunction with your social media alerts, your email blasts, and your direct mail drops, organizations see an increase of interactions with these other channels because they are all working together to keep your nonprofit and your mission top of mind. And that's really important when you're looking to encourage donations for a narrow window of time, like Giving Tuesday. Now, most organizations start to promote their Giving Tuesday or year-end appeals, like maybe like at the end of October, definitely in November, you know, essentially those days leading up to Giving Tuesday this year. It's November 29th. But it's not always asking for a donation during that period, right? That's what the day of Giving Tuesday is for. But it could be more of, hey, you know, so not only for your supporters, maybe they are too familiar with Giving Tuesday, so it's an opportunity for education. It's an opportunity to let them know about this upcoming campaign, what your needs are, reinforcing where past donations have gone, sharing success stories. And even I've had some organizations use it to create excitement and anticipation for this upcoming day. But outside of Giving Tuesday and year end, I do have clients that use SMS year round. They'll send a text message to send out thank you videos or messages. By the way, I love a short 1-minute thank you message from an executive director or a director of development to share success stories. You guys, reinforcing why a donor gave and reinforcing that feel good emotion they had when they made the donation is great, and success stories are totally appropriate. The list goes on. We even have built-in templates with a pre-scheduled cadence for you on a variety of campaign topics, just in case you don't feel like writing copy on your own. You don't have to, right? So we do have that built in. And lastly, you do control who sees what messages and when. You can create as many lists as you like. You can organize your donors however you see fit, and then select the list or lists that you want a specific message to go to. In fact, when you create a list, you can upload names and phone numbers via a CSV file, and your account will automatically go through those numbers and confirm which are true and active mobile numbers versus what isn't, like a landline, for example. Obviously, you can't send an SMS to a landline. And just like your email, everyone has an option to choose to opt out or unsubscribe from receiving SMS alerts, and our system automatically keeps you TCPA compliant by preventing any further SMS notifications being sent to that supporter without them expressly opting back in. Nothing for you to do. We do it for you. It couldn't be easier. All right, let's go to our next slide. All right, I've been talking a lot about fundraising and communication. I thought it would be kind of fun to show you just how easy it is to set up a simple keyword, customize a donation form. And, you know, if you're so inspired, you can even try it out. Whatever works for you. So let's just jump in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me just a sec. All right. Okay, everybody should be able to see this now. See my little cursor moving around. Okay, so you guys, I'm in my demo account, and this is where I come to play. So I've got a lot of keywords and a lot of crazy things because I like to test things out and play around. I am not a real nonprofit, so please, if you do decide to test out my keyword, feel free to take a look at the donation form we set up, but please do not make a donation to me. I am not a nonprofit. All right, the first thing we do is we start with a new campaign. So we just click here in the menu on the left and we give it a name. And I'm going to call this Giving Tuesday. Oh, here we go, 2022. Perfect. I can select the type. So we can say days of giving, year-end giving, whatever works. We'll select that. And we can even enter a little description here. And this is great for sharing on social media platforms, by the way. This little description will appear. All right. I'm not going to go too deep into this, and we're not going to worry about this stuff. We'll just hit create campaign. All right. So not a lot to see. We have our little campaign tiles set up, but now we need to create our activity. So we're going to come right over here to new activity, and we're going to do fundraising and click on text to donate. Okay, now I'm going to choose a really ridiculous keyword, not what I would recommend for nonprofits who are legitimately trying to fundraise. Yeah, I guess it's not too bad, but we just click save. I try not to take keywords that a real nonprofit would want to use. All right, so right up here at the top, you can see your pledging keyword has been successfully created and is live. So what does that mean? Well, guess what, y'all? If I was a real nonprofit, we could text this keyword and make a donation right now, but we want to customize the form first. So we're going to come right over here to the menu on the left and click on online form. And then we're going to see these different sections in here. And we're going to start at the top. Now, I have some universal settings in place for my account. So I have this generic nonprofit logo, I say with air quotes. Of course, this would be your logo. And if we wanted to, we could even insert a Giving Tuesday logo under here as well. All right. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to keep my generic logo as if I am nonprofit.org, but I do want to change my background image. So I'm going to go ahead and upload that. And I did go to Giving Tuesday's download section, and I downloaded some fun stuff. And one of them was this cool little background image. So we're going to add that. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to click to expand that suggested giving amounts. This is where you can control. These are our default amounts. You can change them to be whatever you wish. We can even change the default donation amount here as well. Notice that this little mobile phone mock-up just updated as I made that adjustment. And then here's our recurring giving, you guys. Now we can see the default settings here. I'm going to say I'm going to take away weekly, and I'm going to add in annually. And then I want to show you this prompt. This is the coolest thing. So when I edit, here it is. So what this is saying is, great, here's our default language. This is where you customize that call to action to your one-time donors. And then here's where you say, like, I only want to see this prompt if a donation under $50 is being made. And then the amount for the monthly recurring gift is 60% of that whatever that threshold is. So for example, if I say I want 50% and my donation, remember, is $100 one time, then it's going to say $50 a month, right? So this percentage is based off of what my initial one-time gift was going to be. And the reason you can adjust this is because you know your supporters better than we do, right? You can take a look and historically see what is the average recurring donation amount. So you can keep this in alignment with what your supporter profile looks like. Maybe bump it up a little bit more, right? And then we just press save. All right, cool. And that's enabled. Beautiful. Contact information, yes, please. We want it all. Okay, up to you what you want to include. I'm going to keep the address fields optional. So if the supporter wants to do it, great. Card information, yes, we need that. You'll notice on here, and if I scroll up a little bit, you'll see, hey, I would like to cover the payment processing fee. You're probably familiar with this with your events and auction. Same thing. I find most supporters will cover the fee when they're opted in. So I recommend that. Okay, promotional codes, probably not applicable on a donation form, but maybe if you have like memberships and maybe, hey, with you're a recurring, returning or renewing member, you get a discount and use this code, right? You have that feature. And then the form submit area. Submit is our default language. You could say give today, give now, donate, whatever is appropriate to you. There's a 14-character limit, so we can't go too crazy on the button, but we can at least update. And receipts and notifications, this is really important. So I've completed my donation to you. I did the monthly recurring. I'm doing $50 a month. I'm excited. Bing, I get an email. And in that email, not only is my tax receipt attached, but you can customize the message your supporters see and include personalization, which I think is really important. If I just went from a one-time $100 donation to a $50 recurring monthly donation, yeah, I want to see hello, Laurel. And then you can customize, thank you for your donation to, insert your organization name, and you can insert photos, you can do hyperlinks. This is a rich text editor. So if you want to promote social media pages, or hey, if you haven't checked out our website yet, please do, you can do that. You can change the subject line, who's sending this email. I always recommend like an info@ type email. Just know it's visible to the donor. Always put your organization name in the subject line and hit save. And every time a donation comes through this amazing form, your supporters are getting that email message. Now I mentioned the embed code. Well, here she is right here. So great. We're going to promote this on social media. We're going to put the text to keyword in email and take the link and put it in a button and then direct mails pieces. We're going to have the QR code. We're going to have all of that, but we're also going to embed this into our website. Here's the code. You do not need a webmaster. Copy paste. Okay, as long as you have a security certificate on your website. And lastly, here's the link. So let's take a look. We saw it on this cute little mobile phone mock-up, which is probably how most of your supporters will see it. But I appreciate and love our desktop and laptop users. And here it is, nice and big. Okay, so 100, I can do monthly. I can put in my information and go ahead and donate now. All branded with Giving Tuesday. We love it. Now, if you all want to try it, I would love to show you the mobile experience. Unless you're attending this webinar on your mobile phone, you can do this afterwards. And let me zoom in a little bit here. So right now, if you were to compose a new message to the phone number 41444 and type in my goofy keyword LLGT2022, it does not need to be capitalized. It can be lowercase. It is not case sensitive. And hit send. You're going to see this response. Hey, thanks for supporting your org name. So this is where your organization name would go. Link to the donation form when you touch. Here's the form. Again, please do not complete this form. I am not a nonprofit. But if I were, after making that donation, bing, you get that email with your tax receipt, your personalized message, and we also have a custom confirmation or thank you page. This is our default, but you can set it up however you wish and customize it further. All right, you guys, that's pretty much it for me. As far as showing the basics, you're more than welcome to text this keyword if you want to try it out for yourself. By the way, you'll notice that there is some fulfillment reminders. Since I have specifically asked that you not complete your donation, you're going to see my system is still going to track you. And tomorrow around this time, about 24 hours after your initial text, you're going to get a nice reminder. Thanks so much for initiating your gift yesterday. Complete your gift now by clicking here. We also have a second reminder if the donation's not been completed, and then a third and final reminder as well. Okay, these reminders are a fantastic tool to ensure your supporters, maybe they couldn't give in that exact moment, but they can at a later date.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Laurel, for walking us through that. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to pull back up our presentation. So Laurel, if you could let me know once you see that, then I will go ahead and keep us moving.
It's there.
Fantastic. Let me click one more time. There we go. All right, awesome. Well, thank you again, Laurel, so much for walking us through that quick little demo. I'm going to launch this other poll really fast. I know we've covered a lot in this conversation, so I just wanted to take a minute here and ask you guys to answer this question. So go ahead and please take a moment now and submit your response. And while we're paused, I just want to say thank you again to Chelsea for giving us a great overview of what Fundraise is. And thank you to Laurel for giving us such great insights into the Fundraise feature set and walking us through that quick demo of the system. I'm seriously so grateful to work with such a great team here at GiveSmart. And hopefully you all have at least learned something new today about the platform that you can take back to your orgs. For me personally, what continues to stand out is the customization to fit your needs and like reflect your mission, especially by having the ability to add in like these specific asks that mimic exactly what's in your donor management system. So thank you all. I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. Perfect. Thank you all. And now I know we're slowly coming up on 10 minutes left, but I do want to show a handful of customer examples for you all. So here we go. Okay, so here's a great example of a day of giving. So St. Augustine High School, they launched a day of giving fundraising opportunity. So while they also run a few other campaigns throughout the year, the big focus for them is their day of giving. Many schools do use Giving Tuesday as a built-in day of giving, but we've also seen schools pick from important days of their history, like a founding day. So again, a well-planned giving day can transform your fundraising by helping to, again, acquire those new donors, enrich that giving experience, and create a sense of pride and connection to the school, while instilling a culture of giving and philanthropy. For the specific campaign, St. Augustine set up an online giving campaign for their specific day of giving that they shared out via email and social media channels, and they were able to embed it in a web page on their website where people could go to learn more information and donate. And then this is a great example of a Giving Tuesday campaign. So as you can see, we have 2021 and 2022 listed there. Their 2021 Giving Tuesday campaign was fantastic and have already set up their 2022 Giving Tuesday campaign. This year, the organization is using the International Day of the Girl to begin fundraising early because it fits perfectly with their mission. So for reference, this year marks the 10th anniversary of the International Day of the Girl. This fundraiser is a great example of a Giving Tuesday campaign. It has clear set goals, lays out the impact of your gift, and gives statistics to support its efforts. Another great call it is it's also a peer-to-peer campaign, so people can create fundraisers on your behalf. One great thing about setting up a campaign like this is that your donors can follow along via the progress bar and see who's participating in this fundraiser. On their main fundraising page, the organization has listed out like what your donation and gift can do, like by giving $250, that equals 1 month's salary for 5 women employed on a pad production unit. Taking that donation and finding a way to attribute more to show what the gift is actually doing can really help lead to those higher donations coming in. So an end of year giving example, just to give some background on this campaign, Over the Rainbow Association has created a OTR holiday fund campaign within the fundraise platform, which then hosts their kindness tag campaign for donations and t-shirts. 2022 is the second year for them to continue their kindness tag campaign, so we're looking forward to seeing their success. To kind of explain the kindness tag, they surprised a resident with an impactful kindness gift of a much needed hearing aid. And now the resident, are quote unquote it, and are working with their resident coordinator to help decide on an act of kindness that they will perform for another resident. So then they just continue that, and the other neighbor will be it, and so on. The goal for this is to lift up the engagement, give back to their community, and get the audience to participate in the kindness tag campaign. Donation is obviously the end goal to help fund these impactful gifts. And then there's also that opportunity to purchase their custom long sleeve t-shirt with the hashtag on it to support the organization as well. Wanted to show a peer-to-peer campaign as well. So this is a campaign from Cedar Crest College, and they did an alumni decade challenge. So how they set up this campaign is that each graduating year, so 2010, 2011, had their own page, and then that page fed into a bigger bucket for the 2010s as the decade. And so each decade of the alumni competed against each other over a 2-day period. Through this campaign, they were able to raise over $100,000 and bring in over 150 donors, which is fantastic. Another piece of their campaign that they added was an attribution not only for graduation year, but it also included a space for in honor of or in memory of gifts that, like Chelsea and Laurel had both talked about. Another great feature of this campaign is the custom question that's asking if the school can thank you publicly, and asking the donors to leave their social media handle, which I think is really fun and creative. And lastly, while these are not specific Giving Tuesday examples, I wanted to show these custom form examples quickly so you can see that the options are endless here for building out forms. We see organizations utilizing this feature for membership, sponsorship, volunteering, surveys, and so much more. So quickly, the images on the left and the middle are membership campaigns. So as you can see, you can add as much information as you would like, or you can opt in for something a little more simple and effective there in the middle. And then the campaign on the right is an example of a sponsorship form. So this organization built out their opportunities, spelled out the details and what you receive at said level of sponsorship, And then in the back end was able to set limits to the number of sponsors at each level. So if you only want 2 organizations to be the champion or top sponsor, then you can limit to only 2 submissions to come through. And then that option is sold out. So I know that was very quick, but I wanted to leave some time to answer some questions. So thank you guys for sticking with us. We're going to go ahead and get to some of those questions. We may not be able to get to all of the questions today, but if for some reason we don't answer yours, we will make sure to have someone from our team follow up with you on those. So give me 1 second and I'm going to go ahead and look and see what our chat questions are. So give me 1 second, please. Okay, fantastic. So Laurel, this question, I'll go ahead and pass it to you if that's fine. So I will say, like, one question is, are there limitations on keyword creation for text to donate?
No, do as many branded as you wish. Every time you generate a keyword, a new form will generate and you can customize from there. So run as many campaigns as you like.
Fantastic. And then this is another example that kind of falls under that realm. So can you set a custom reoccurring giving schedule, like every 2 weeks, or 6 weeks or something different like that?
Good question. At this time, no, we have one-time, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually.
Perfect.
But fair question.
Perfect. Yeah, I just didn't know if there was anything custom. So one other one that came in, and Chelsea or Laurel, this is for either of you. Is there a way to load supporters in this program from our current database, either email addresses or cell phone numbers?
Yes, you can actually upload a list, and that's I believe it's called manage list settings. You can upload a CSV file. And Laurel, correct me if I'm missing any details there, but yes.
No, you're perfect. And you know what's really cool about the list, you guys? When you have names and phone numbers, emails, physical addresses, you can upload what you wish. As I mentioned before, your account's going to go through those phone numbers first and look at, hey, mobile numbers versus landlines. And so if you upload, let's say, a list of 1,000, and out of that, 800 of those phone numbers come back as mobile. That's perfect. That's what you need to know. But what's really nice is if you have our enhanced SMS, this is where when you send a message, not only is it going to go to that mobile number, but because you uploaded names, when I open up that SMS text message from you, it's going to say, hi, Laurel, and then it's going to have the details of the campaign to me. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Laurel. Okay, so we only have about 3 minutes left, I want to say. So I have one more question that I wanted to have you guys answer that came in. Is there the ability to communicate easily with all of my donors participating in a single peer-to-peer campaign?
I'll grab it. Yes. Short answer, yes. A little bit longer answer, yes. We do have a really great in-app communication or messaging feature just to your fundraisers. I mentioned that a lot of organizations use a peer-to-peer campaign and they'll create a little friendly competition. So this is a really cool way where you can send a direct message just to the fundraisers and the team captains. Let them hey, ABC team is just a little bit ahead of XYZ, who is in second place. You can, really draw attention to the competitive nature, but really important, you guys, your fundraisers, bless them, they love your mission, but they are not professional fundraisers. So this in-app communication feature with your fundraisers is a really awesome way to provide fundraising tips. Like, hey, you guys, it's Twitter Tuesday. Don't forget to share your page on your Twitter account, right? tag your donors as a way to say thank you. So it's a really nice way to help encourage your fundraisers to continue to share their page and reach out to their network.
That's a great call out, Laurel. I love that Twitter Tuesday. That's so fun. Well, that about wraps it up today. So thank you all for being here with us today and expressing your interest to learn more about Fundraise. As I said in the beginning, GiveSmart always welcomes that feedback. So please take a moment and complete the post-webinar survey for us. Thank you again to Laurel and Chelsea for joining today and walking us through these features and talking about Fundraise. As I said in the beginning, the recording and resources will be shared out via email either tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. And so I want to say thank you one more time, and we'll see you next time, and have a great rest of your day and a great Giving Tuesday.